Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello, grade 2s, and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa, and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is customs and building materials. And before we get into any lessons, grade 2s, it's very important for us to sanitize. Remember, sanitizing is not the only way we can stay safe from coronavirus. We can also wash our hands with soap and water, and making sure that we wash inside, in between our fingers, and around our hands as well. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. Well done. For today's lesson, we will be talking about sentence construction and 3-letter words plus drawing. For our first exercise today, boys and girls, let's turn to page 6. On page 6, we are going to be doing measurement of time. And not just the time on the clock, but the time of the years using the month. Now the month that is chosen there is March. March of 2021. We can see that on the calendar we have the days and then the date. So the first thing we need to do is discuss the season. The season that we are in, boys and girls, is either summer, autumn, winter, or spring. Now I want you to please write what you think the season we have right now for March. Is it the season of summer, or winter, or spring, or autumn? If you're not sure, I would like you to please talk about this with an adult or another friend so that you can decide what season March 2001 is. After that, we're going to use this same calendar to answer the questions below. Now, as we are still measuring time, we need to know the date. So, if we are going to be talking about the date, the first one says, today's date is. That means we need to look at the calendar and find out what the date is. Now, when you're writing your date, you start with the day, which means either Monday, Tuesday, all up to Sunday, and then you write the number. Now, the number must be the one that is shown on the calendar. So let us try and use an example from the calendar. Now the calendar has many dates, but we are going to make one together. Remember, we said the day, so we're going to start maybe with Thursday. And as you can see, Thursday can either be Thursday the 4th, or the 11th, or the 18th, or the 25th. We are going to say that it is Thursday the 11th. Now we have written the day and the number. We must continue with the month, which is the month of March, and then the year, which is 2021. So we always start with the day, the number, the month, and the year. And I'd like you to please write that where it says today's date is. Let's now go to the next one. For the next two, you now need to put in the day that was before today, which is yesterday's date was. And then you will write the future date, which is tomorrow's date will be. So these two answers all depend on the day that you write. And when you do this exercise, perhaps it may not be March, but you can also write the exact date for today. If you're still not sure, you can take the calendar for the day, the number, the month, and the year. When you are done with these three questions, we are now going to move on to the questions for the month of March. The first one says, how many days are in March? How many days are in March? So now let us take a look at our calendar. Our calendar is going to tell us how many days, because the first day is always represented by the number 1. And then the last day can either be 30 or 31st. So, which one is it for the month of March? If you said the 31st, well done. So we know that there are 31 days in the month of March. So I'd like you to please write that for your answer. Number 2 says, what day did February finish on? What day did February finish on? Now I know you might be thinking, but Teacher Mutsa, we can't see the month of February. But if you look closely at the month of March, you're going to get the clue. Now remember, we said that each month starts with the number 1. And in this case, our first day for March was on a Monday. So that means if we were to count backwards or look backwards at the time, which was the day before, you will find that it is blank. And it is blank because that day is the February, and we can say because of the year 2021 that it is not a leap year. So that means that our last day was on a Sunday. Now let's take a look at the rest of the questions. It is now saying, what day will March finish on? For this one, boys and girls, I'm going to ask you to do that by yourself. Take a good look at the calendar later on and fill in your answer. What day will March finish on? And then number 4 says, what day will it be on the 1st of April? Now, just like how we looked for February with the blank spaces, you must also look for April, which is the next month, in the blank spaces after the 31st. Remember, it is asking for the day, which means we are talking about Monday or up to Sunday. Make sure that you take a good look at your calendar before you write your answer. Now, the bottom of your exercise is asking, what day will these be on? It is now up to you to look for these dates and write the correct one. Please take your time, check with the calendar, and make sure that when you are done, you go through your work and ask someone else the same questions to see if you will get the same answers about the time of the month. Take your time, everyone. There's no need to rush. And I will see you after our advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn and more. We distribute countrywide in over 7 different languages.
For our next exercise, boys and girls, let's turn to page 7. On page 7, you can see that we are going to be doing sentence construction. Now, if we're doing sentence construction, that means we are building sentences. We have our building blocks that have been given to us, so it is our job to put the words in the correct order. Remember, letters make sounds, sounds turn into words, and those words help us make sentences. So, apart from just having the blocks, we also have a picture to help us with our sentences, and we're going to be using them as well. So I'd like us to do the first one together. Let's take a look at the board. Now the first one, the same one in your book, says it's got the 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says, let's read the words in the blocks together. The hot pot is. Now if we leave it the way it is, it doesn't make sense. So we need to rearrange and build our sentence so that it can make sense. Now the first thing that you need to look for when making a sentence is the capital letters. In this case, we only have one capital letter, which means for us, this is the first word that we're going to write. So I want you to write the word the with the capital letter T. So I am writing the word the. Now that we have used that block, we are not going to use it again, so we are going to cross it out. The reason why we are crossing it out is so that we don't try to use it again. Now we need to find the other words we're going to put to complete the sentence. So we can find, let's try and find the next one. We have the word hot with the full stop. Then we have pot and is. Now we can't say the is. It doesn't make sense. So we're not going to use the word is. We also can't say the hot because it can make sense, but there is a full stop here that tells us that this whole block is supposed to be at the end. And that means that our next word is the word pot. So we are going to write the word pot. Please also write the word pot in your booklet. Now we have 2 words, the pot. So I'm going to cross out my word pot so I don't use it again. Then the next one is the word is, because we said that because there is a sentence there, we cannot use it yet. So not just a sentence, a full stop. There's a full stop there. We cannot use the word hot because of the full stop. So we are going to use instead the word is. And once you're done writing the word is, please cross the box out so that you don't use it again. That means our last word is going to be the word hot. And remember, we said that it is the word hot that is going to be the last one because of the full stop. So please don't forget to put your full stop. Now our sentence is complete. Let's read it together. The pot is hot. Well done, everyone. Let's now do the second one together. Now, this one is the second one on my board, but it is the last one in your booklet. We are going to try and do this one together. Now, it's not the last one because it's talking about a bib for a baby. So we are going to say, let's read. Is it Tom's bib? Now, when you read this one, it sounds like it makes sense. Let's read it again. Is it Tom's bib? If this was a question, then the way it is right now would make it correct. But this is not a question, it is a sentence. So we need to build it like a sentence. So we are going to start with our magical word. The first one that we're going to do is the word Tom's. You can see that the word Tom's has a capital letter T. Then this one also has a capital letter. And our capital letter is the word it with the I. So we are now going to choose, is it Tom's or is it it? If you said the word it, well done. So we're starting with the word it. So please write capital letter I and a T. And then cross it out as you go along. So we are now going to try another box to say it bib. No, that is incorrect. Let's try another box. It Tom's. That doesn't make sense either. So we now have to say it is. So we are going to use the word is. There we go. And we cross it out as we go along. So the next one, before we get there, we need to read our sentence. It is, and then do we say bib? It is bib? No, that doesn't sound right either. So we're going to say it is Tom's. Yes, that sounds right. So we are going to write the word Tom's. Please don't forget your apostrophe, which sits between the letter M and the letter S. Tom's. So when you're done with that, please cross out the box. And now that means grade 2s that our last box or the last word is bib. So we're going to write the word bib. And now our sentence is complete. Let's read our sentence. It is Tom's bib. So when you are building your sentences, you first look for a capital letter, and then from there you try to build it by reading the blocks with the word that you've already put. And look out for your full stop, because the block with the full stop will tell you that that one needs to come at the end. Let's now move on to our next exercise on page 8. On page 8, we are going to be unscrambling words, which means to take the letters we have been given and put them in the correct order. Now, we have pictures to help us, which makes it a little bit easier. So let us take a look at some of the pictures and the letters. So the first one, number 1, has a picture that we can see. What is that animal? Well done. It is a bat. Everyone, let's say bat. Bat. Good job. So now we have the letters for the word bat, but they've been mixed up and scrambled. So we need to unscramble them. Now, if you say the word bat, the first sound that you can hear is B. So we are going to put our B. I'd like you to also please put your B in your book as well. So we have our B. Now we need to say it again. Bat. Bat. That sounds like the next letter would be an A. So we are going to put our A. So far we have B. A, which means the last letter is the T. So we are going to write our T. And now we have the word B. A, T. Bat. Good job. Now the next one that we're going to try is the word fan. Fan, that is number 8. So we are going to try the word fan. Can you see the fan? Well done! There it is. So we're going to use the letters to make the word fan. Now let's say the word slowly so we can see which sound it makes. Fan. Fan. So it seems like the first letter is F. So we are going to put our F. And then the next one, let's say the word fan again. Fan. That sounds like an A sound. And we have an A there. A. So we're going to put our A. And then we have a N. That is the last letter for the word fan. And now we have the word fan. We have unscrambled it. Now the rest of them, boys and girls, I'm sure you are itching to do by yourselves. So I'll leave you alone. First, do the one on page 7. And remember all the clues I gave you. The capital letter, the full stop as well. And try and match the boxes. And then on page 8, make sure you say the word slowly so that you know which sounds it is making from the letters given. Unscramble and make sure that when you do unscramble, check if it is the correct word. I will see you soon after our advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
We have now come to the end of our lessons, grade 2s, and I had so much fun. I want to encourage you to please try and do all the exercises by yourself. But if you are not able to, it's okay to ask for help. Now that we are done, we must sanitize. Now remember, there are all sorts of ways we can stay safe from coronavirus. We can practice good social distancing, we can wear a mask when we are in public, and we can even use soap and water to clean our hands. So make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I want to go outside and play with Zoshi today because it's such a lovely day outside. Zoshi, I'm done with my lesson. Where are you? Oh! There you are, Zoshi. So, from Zoshi and I, we would like to say thank you so much for joining us today and goodbye!
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF for Every Child, My Zone Online School, and Amos Meerkat Syllabus.